Welcome back, viewers, and a very good day to all of you. Today, let's analyze Petrarch's poem titled Sweet Air that circles round those radiant tresses. Sweet air that circles round those radiant tresses. 1330s or 1350s. Petrarch 1304, 1374. The original Italian title of the poem is Ora ci quelle ciom beyond in trono. The work belongs to Canzonera, that means the song book, a collection of 366 poems written in Italian, primarily sonnets dedicated to Laura, Petrarch's beloved muse. The period written around the 1330s or 1350s, during Petrarch's middle years, when his love for Laura had matured into spiritual reflection. The form, Petrarchan sonnet, that is Italian sonnet, structure 14 lines divided into an octave, 8 lines, and a sestet of 6 lines. Rhyme scheme ABBA, ABBA, CDE, CDE. A typical Petrarchan pattern. The meter, iambic pentameter in English translations, hendecasyllabic in an Italian original. Themes include: the sonnet is a lyrical meditation on love, beauty, and a longing. It captures Laura's ethereal beauty, describes how even the air, light, and heaven are transformed by her presence. The poem explores the conflict between earthly passion and a spiritual reverence, a central theme of Petrarch's love poetry. It also reflects the idealization of love, where Laura is seen not as a mortal woman, but as a divine or celestial being. Summary of the poem. Sweet air that circles round these radiant tresses. The poet addresses the breeze that moves round Laura's golden hair, treating it as a living thing that enjoys divine closeness. And I steal as the subtle fragrance from her sighs. The breeze carries with it the perfume of Laura's breath of sigh, even her sorrow is sweet. Whereby thou enterest my heart and a dost surprise. The breeze penetrates the poet's heart, overwhelming him with love's emotion. My spirit with a joy no tongue expresses. The poet experiences an indescribable joy, one that words cannot capture, a spiritual ecstasy born of love. Were it not that from thee comes my distress. Yet paradoxically, the same breeze brings him both happiness and pain. I would envy thee that sweet lot of thine. He admits that he would envy the air's fortune being so close to Laura if it didn't cause him suffering through love. For in those eyes the sun of beauty shines. Laura's eyes are described as radiant like the sun, the source of all beauty and light. And in her smile love finds his resting place. Her smile becomes the very home of love, personified as the god Ama. Blessed air that it does to such virtue still embrace. The breeze is blessed because it constantly surrounds such divine grace. And from her lips the gentle speech dost hear. It also gets to hear her kind and melodious voice. And from her angelic mouth does the food of life draw. Her words are life-giving, nourishing both the soul and the heart. Bear unto heaven my sighs, and tell them the. He asks the air to carry his sighs, his love and sorrow up to heaven as prayer. How blessed I deem thy fortune, and how dear. He declares how fortunate the breeze is, being in her presence. That thou dost still her blessed face adore. The air's constant contact with Laura's face makes it sacred, a silent act of worship. Now let's talk about the central ideas in the poem. Idealization of Laura. She is portrayed as a divine, radiant, and spiritually pure personification of nature. Air, sun, and light become living beings who interact with Laura. Spiritualize the lover. The poet's feelings move from physical admiration to a sacred, soul-lifting devotion. Joy-pain paradox. Love brings both a ecstasy and an agony, a hallmark of Petrarch's poetry. Now let's talk about the symbols used in the poem. First of all, air or breeze symbolizes life, spirit, and a divine touch. It connects a human and celestial dwellers. Golden tresses, symbol of beauty, purity, and sunlight. Sighs signify the poet's inner suffering and longing. Sun of beauty, Laura's eyes representing illumination and inspiration. Heaven symbolizes divine transcendence and eternal purity. Tone and mood of the poem. The tone of the poem is reverential, devotional, tender, and melancholy. Mood is dream-like admiration mixed with a spiritual yearning and emotional sorrow. Style and language. Highly lyrical and musical, rich in metaphor and personification. Uses apostrophe, that is direct address, to speak to the air as if it were alive. Characteristic Petrarchan balance between earthly beauty and a divine aspiration. Critical interpretation of the poem. The poem exemplifies Petrarch's humanistic worldview, love as a means of approaching the divine. It reflects the Neoplatonic ideal, that is, earthly beauty as a mirror of heavenly perfection. Critics often read it as spiritual allegory, where Laura represents not only a woman, but a divine wisdom or virtue. Influence and legacy of the work. This sonnet influenced later European poets, especially those who imitated Petrarchan sonnet conventions, Shakespeare, Sidney, Spenser. The idea of addressing natural elements as silent witness of love became a major poetic tradition in Renaissance literature. The poem's fusion of love, nature, and divinity set a model for later lyric poetry.